Let's turn to Storm Watch 12 meteorologist Oliver Smith to get a look at our conditions on this October night, but not really feeling like October, is it?
No, not really at all. It's actually pretty mild. It's going to get even warmer. And when you think about it, here's something interesting. This is the first graphic for first fall freeze, and that would be tonight in Medford. We're not going to get anywhere near freezing, but this kind of gives you an idea that we're getting into that time of year where we could be looking at our first freezes. So we have a whole area of different cities and various times throughout the year, but this is what we're going to be expecting for the next several days. So we're going to be looking at temperatures finally cooling off once we get towards next week. Well, we're looking at 69 in Brookings, 74 was the high temperature in Medford, 66 in Mount Shasta City, 68 out in Lakeview. Temperatures have cooled off rather nicely. We're into the 50s west of the Cascades, 57 in Medford, but it's a chilly 38 in Chemult, 40 in Christmas Valley. Now we do have high pressure really building right over the Pacific Northwest, and you can see all the rain going into Washington State and into Canada. And we did pick up a little bit of rain yesterday, and that system is already racing off into the northern Great Plains. So that's how quick that system was really moving away. And from the rainfall amounts, we didn't get a whole lot because of that quick moving system. In fact, the Rogue Valley pretty much only got 1/10 of an inch or less, and even Klamath Falls barely anything at all, a couple hundredths. Even the coast, only about 1/3 of an inch, and Cave Junction, 45 hundredths. So what we're going to be expecting for the next couple of days is high pressure to continue to build. We're going to be looking at that record high potential, not tomorrow, but into Thursday. And there's a slight chance we could see maybe 1 or 2 places in the entire region getting another record high on Friday. But that's not quite as significant as Thursday, though. But here's our next system that's going to be approaching us and finally moves onshore really on Sunday. So it was looking pretty weak for several days, and now it's gathering some strength, and it'll move through and give us some at least decent rain for Sunday. Now once we get in towards early next week, we're going to be looking at a cooler system that's going to mostly move off towards the east. There was a lot of differences in that too, but at least it's going to get cooler, and we'll still see rain from that system as well. So what we're going to be looking at in terms of rainfall for possibility for most of the day on Sunday, we might get up to a 1/2 inch here in parts of the Rogue Valley and maybe upwards of 1 inch along the Oregon coast. So we're generally looking at some pretty good rains and not really looking at a whole lot east of the Cascades. Precipitation forecast, you can see some yellow right along the Oregon coast indicating at least 1 inch or so. And the wettest day won't be Saturday. We'll see showers developing late in the day, and then rain starts to push in on Sunday. So if you're heading out the door right now, maybe go take your dog for a walk or something like that. We're looking at temperatures into the 50s right now. It's 57 degrees in Medford, and we're going to be looking at temperatures staying into the 50s. Air mass is starting to get pretty warm, so we're not going to really drop off in temperatures all that much. Looking at 50 for Medford, 53 for Brookings, 38 though in Klamath Falls. For tomorrow, we'll start off morning with a few clouds in the area, lows pretty much right around 50 degrees, and then we get into the 80s. By the time we get into the afternoon and shortly after sunset, temperatures starting to cool back towards room temperature. Now in terms of tomorrow, Medford, Klamath Falls, anywhere roughly between 10 to 15 degrees above our seasonal average. So it's going to be a very, very warm day. 64 in Crater Lake, 82 in Mount Shasta City. Now, in case you're wondering what times the sun go up and goes down, 7:27 tomorrow morning, 6:24 is when it sets. So now we're just a little less than 11 hours of daylight. Forecast highs for Thursday. These 4 cities could get records. Even more areas may get records as well. So here's your 7-day forecast for the Oregon coast. We're looking at 70s through Friday, cooling off into the 60s with rain beginning on Saturday. For Northern California, best chance to get the record high would be on Thursday, and then temperatures cool off to near 60 beginning on Sunday. Klamath Basin, same kind of song and dance, right around 81. That's the forecast high for Thursday, and then cooling way off into the 50s with some rain beginning on Sunday. Cascades, you'll be right around 80 degrees for the next 3 days, and then cooling way off from Saturday to Sundays from the 70s to the 50s. And Rogue Valley, best chance to get that record high is 85. That's the forecast high. Record is 83. So we should easily break that, assuming that that's what happens. And then temperatures drop into the 60s beginning on Sunday.